Want to go deeper with Lobbing Scorchers? You know, scratch under the surface, get down even dirtier than we already get? Become a YouTube member. Sometimes things just get a little too spicy, a little too weird, and a little too loose for the general public. And you know, the people to see that are YouTube members. We're talking about exclusive bonus videos, the podcast after show, exclusive written content, and little bits and pieces of information before the unwashed masses know about it. As a member, you not only get access to all of this amazing content, you get a badge next to your name and a slew of amazing emotes to use, not only in our live stream chat, but also in our comments section. And yes, we do have an emote for Jesus Ferreira, Go Snack, and Paul Rothrock. This is the best way to help keep us independent and keep us building out this crazy YouTube brand that we call Lobbing Scorchers. Hit the join button down below or hit the link in the top of our description if you're on mobile to join the ranks and become a Lobbing Scorchers YouTube member.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to your post-game live for Game 2 of the Seattle Sounders Round 1 Best of 3 series against Minnesota United. That is a playoff W for the Seattle Sounders, 4-2 over Minnesota, and their season is alive. Who's excited? Who's excited for the squad to head back to Allianz Field, the site, such an electric, memorable Game 1? They're going back. And there's a lot to get into with this game, guys. There's a lot to get into with this game. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be reacting, giving our takes. I got the press conference pulled up. I will put that up right when it gets started. Noah is going to be down there at it. We might even hear him ask a question. So I'm going to be running it until he comes back, and then we're going to swap out. I got to write some stuff, but I'll be here for the first portion of it, play the presser, give my takes, and then God willing, I'll be able to head back here later while we're taking calls. We're going to drop the call link in, get all of your takes on what just transpired at Lumen Field. But while we wait for the presser, I guess I will give my takes. It's going to be a little hard for me to keep up with chat with this setup that we got right now. So if you've got a super sick comment or take and I miss it, I'm sorry. But I'm going to pull up the presser right now. It looks like Schmetzer is sauntering in. Here we go.
Hit that raise hand function button for us. We'll start with Jeremiah O'Shannon in the front row, followed by Nico Moreno.
Picture.
Congratulations on the win, Brian. What do you think you can take from this game into Game 3?
4 goals. I mean, the objective.
Let me know if you guys have audio issues with this.
For the first goal or 1 goal against them, because they've kind of, made it a storyline. You guys have made it a storyline that we couldn't score against teams that have packed it in. So that monkey off our back. Certainly, the intensity in which we came out, and not just the intensity because it's a home game, but I think the intensity in our intent to try and score goals, Jeremiah, is probably the biggest takeaway. Because we had guys flying forward. 2 of the assists, Christian, who, certainly is a holding midfielder. He was down on the right wing channel like he used to be, like, the good old days, and getting a couple assists there. Jesus getting his head on a diving header that drops to Jordan, and he's in the box again for Masowski's goal. I mean, there was a lot of intent for us to score goals. Obed's shot, the kid got 2 goals, but his shot at the end of the half after we gave up 2 shitty goals. There's the intent to try and score and play exciting, attacking soccer.
I guess the follow-up is, do you feel like you can take some of that onto the road?
For sure. You'll do the debrief, but our stats are very similar to the first game. 1.98 expected goals, 60-40 possession. Those are probably pretty good stats compared to the game we lost in PKs.
Nico, go ahead.
Brian, the most remarkable thing that I can think of this game is, giving up 2 goals late in that first half, and then for the team to come out with the composure that they did in the second, and get back into the flow of things, and then close the game out. I'm curious of what the messaging was in the locker room, and how'd you handle that end of that first half, and then changing things up for the second.
Calmate. Just we knew we gave them 2 goals. We're winning 3-0. Yaimar's not going to make that same mistake. Bed's sloppy pass, Jordan's giveaway. We're not going to make those mistakes all the time. I told him the silver lining was I knew we weren't going to make 2-1 mistake like that again. So, at the end of the day, this team, this stats out there, our roster has the most playoff minutes experience in MLS.
We'll fact check that.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay, other questions on this side of the room? No. Okay, we'll come around to this side. Joel, reminder, if you're on Zoom, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us. Diego, I see you. Go ahead, George.
Coach, first of all, congratulations for putting in Danny Mozowski. He scored the goal, so that's on you. My question is related to Andrew Thomas. We saw him warming up, Tommy Dutra talking to him. Was that like a contingency plan if it ended up being 3-3 where Andrew Thomas was going to come
We
in?
won 4-2. You guys can talk about it again and more often and as much as you want. I will make decisions based on what I feel, how the game is going. We didn't need Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas is a very talented goalkeeper, but I'm sure these guys can come up with some pretty good statistics about Stefan Fry too.
Okay, yeah, we'll go back there to Chris.
Brian, yesterday, Christian Roldan talked about wanting to get off to a fast start in the game. It seemed like it was just kind of a patience game to find that opening and find that crack and then get those opportunities and capitalize on them.
Yeah, I mean, look, Christian, you saw a motivated performance tonight from him. And a lot of times that just seeps in through the squad. Look, there was a little delay in the first 4 minutes, and it kind of slowed us down because I thought the first couple of minutes of the game, I think we came out pretty good. We regained our composure. The first goal, obviously, from the corner kick, Obed striking it with the left foot, got the fans engaged, and then the second goal comes around the 20-something mark. I just think the whole team was really super motivated to get a good result or a positive result tonight. And I thought it was there right from the opening whistle.
All right, we'll come down to Diego and then over to Zoom questions next.
Buenas, felicitaciones por el triunfo. En 8 minutos, 2 goles. ¿Qué habría que corregir ahí para que eso no vuelva a ocurrir en el partido de definición? Y la otra pregunta, si pensaba, en caso de llegar a los penales en este partido, incluir a Thomas, y si piensa también incluirlo en el partido final, si es que se llega a la tanda de penales.
Congrats on the win today. There were 2 goals in just about 8 minutes. What do you think?
For who?
Against us.
Okay.
What do you think you will do in the next game to fix that situation? And then the next question is about Thomas. We saw him warming up. Were you planning on including him on the roster or during the game, or are you planning on including him in the next game if we get closer into the PKs?
Individual mistakes for the first 2 goals. Obviously, Minnesota was trying to drop back and play counterattack, so I guess you could credit them. I view them as individual mistakes, and I already answered the goalkeeping question.
Errores individuales en general para los 2 goles.
In English.
I'm sorry?
I answered the question in English. about the goalkeeping.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
You following me?
I follow you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Fueron errores individuales. Podemos atribuirle mérito a Minnesota también por el hecho de que estaba regresando, bajando la pelota hacia nuestra área para contragolpear. Y eso les dio una oportunidad, pero fueron fundamentalmente errores individuales. Y la pregunta anterior ya la he contestado en inglés anteriormente.
All right, over to Zoom. Felipe Makeda, please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Alex. Coach Brian, my question is, Alex Roldan was, the substitution was due to tactical or due to an injury? And also you can tell us something about Obed Vargas' performance tonight.
So Alex had some groin tightness. That's why we took him out of the game, but he should be fine for the next game. More precautionary. And then Obed was, again, just a very, very good performance. We talked before the game about finding moments to make an impact in the game, because a lot of times I will say, and it's more of an American football term, you have to make plays. You have to make plays in order to win. But what I learned from a very good coach was that you can look for those moments to make an impact in the game. And I think Obed certainly did that tonight. He was looking for his moments to be involved in the attack. Obviously, his defending again and his covering ground with Christian was very, very good. But it's just another strong performance from a very good young soccer player.
Nico Antun, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Brian. Congratulations on the victory. A bit of a two-parter. First, regarding Paul Rothrock, he came on, made an impact. Obed Vargas had a great finish, but that goal would not have happened without Paul Rothrock's effort and assist. If we could get your thoughts on his performance and his assist. And then with Ryan Kent, he was made available today, but we still haven't seen him yet. So do you expect both of them to feature a little bit more for Game 3?
Well, we'll see how the guys come out of the game. Nico, it's a good question because all of the subs, Kalani, Danny, Osaze, I mean, it was a little bit of a limited time, and certainly Paul had a large impact in the game. You know, why we started Danny and Jesus versus Paul, and, you know, those were choices we made during the training week. How we set up for the game away from home, we'll see, because Paul's energy, his enthusiasm, and his defending was very, very good. So we'll make that decision later in the week. And Ryan Kent, look, I had him on the bench in this type of game when you're up by a goal or at the end up by a small margin. You know, I didn't really need to use him. The choice to bring Danny on was a good one because we killed the game with good possession.
All right, we'll take follow-ups here in the room. Any on this side before we come back around to the other? Yep, go ahead.
Coach, just wanted to know a little bit about Danny Leyva and his leadership, because he hasn't played a lot, but I think he had a really good impact. He had the pass to Paul Rothrock, and I saw him commanding people on the field while he was there. So just
yeah, he's a tremendous young player. He does have leadership qualities. But again, I just answered that. He came on and did a really good job as far as holding on to the ball. You can close out the game by defending, bringing a back line of 5. I chose to bring Danny on to keep possession, and he did a great job.
Hey, Coach. So we saw it at the end of Game 1. We see it coming out of the gates in Game 2. Danny Musovsky and Jordan Morris on the pitch together. What did you see today from those two and their kind of dynamic together and generating opportunities?
It's very good. I mean, it's a team game, and yes, they have to play together. You know, I don't want Jordan to play as an out-and-out winger. I need him connected to Musovsky. But I think, again, the choices that we made to start the game were good ones.
Okay, we'll go right here. We'll take one or two more.
So you talked about moments earlier and making plays in moments, and there was plenty of moments during the sort of middle part of the first half where the Loons were having trouble playing from behind. And what does it say about the team that you guys pounced on those moments and managed to score a couple goals? The first 21st minute and then the 41st minute.
Well, we had talked about, how do you break down a team at the back line of 5? And one of the ways you do that is with your defensive intensity or defensive pressure, and the ball turns over. Most goals in our sport are scored in transition. So we tried to, press higher up the field, counter press when we lost possession. And I think some of those chances came from that effort that we put into those two parts of the game.
Nico, go ahead.
On a similar note, obviously, that pressing, a lot of it comes from your front line, and Jesus maybe not on the ball as much as you want him to today, but can you talk about what he did today? And Albert as well, is pressing the movement and what he did for your squad today.
Well, those guys have to do it because that's what we demand. Everybody has to pitch in defensively. Jesus is a good defender. I know that sounds kind of odd for a kid that scored 50 goals already, and he's had some contributions on the attacking side of the ball, but he has to do it. In the end of the game, I put Osaze up front, and Jordan had to go back out to the right, and Jordan chases back, and he does things. So that's just all part of it. Albert and Jesus know the drill. They have to do it.
Noah, close us out.
Congrats on the exciting win, Coach. I just wanted to hear a quick take
Here we go.
On the best of 3 format, and if that's exciting, or I don't know, any thoughts you had on that specifically to close us out.
It's way above my pay grade. I'm sure it was made based on, certain factors at the league level. For the teams that come 1 through 4, I think it is an advantage. So I don't have any issue with it. I don't have any strong opinion either way.
Thanks all. Locker room's open. Players are ready for you when you get in there.
All right, there you heard it from Brian Schmetzer. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't really hear much, if any, of what he said. I'll just let you know the setup right now. We're in a different booth than we normally get. I got a window behind me. It's wide ass open. There's apparently an entire flock of seagulls, and I don't know if you guys heard that, but they are making their presence felt. I also got a guy with a lawnmower on the Lumen Field turf. Why does he have a lawnmower when it's turf? Am I right? Am I right, folks? But it's blasting. So we're gonna keep rolling though, even though I got a noise from a lot of different places, because there's a lot to talk about after a playoff dub against Minnesota United. Where do you guys want to start? Where do you guys want to start with this game? Let's start with the lineup. Let's talk about the lineup. There's a lot of talk about how they were going to line this up after what transpired in game 1. Famously, that was not a very fun and enjoyable game offensively for the Seattle Sounders or anyone really, or anyone to watch at all. But they did get something kind of cooking at the end of game 1, didn't they? When Moose subbed on. Jordan, sorry if I'm out of focus. I'm doing my best here. At the end of game 1, they were cooking. Moose subbed on. Jordan wide right. Generated hella XG at the end. Moose misses 2 close range chances. It just looked a lot better. So the question that we were debating was, do you just roll with that look from the beginning? Or do you run what you would normally run, or what you have been running all season? And then if that's not working, go to it again. Schmetzer went from it. He went with the adjustments from the beginning. And I think you got to give him credit for that. It's a little coaching dilemma. Not every coach would have done that. Some coaches are more dogmatic than that. They're not willing. They don't like change. They don't like to adjust. He made that adjustment. And did it work? Oh, man, did it work. I know it got a little soured by the 2 goals that they conceded in first half stoppage time, which, as they've done at home a lot this year, turned a game that should have been easy into a game that they had to sweat out. I wish they would stop doing that. I think we all wish they would stop doing that. That's the second time in the last month or two that they've been up 3-0 at home and then started just giving away goals to anyone who wanted them. So that's that. I mean, if we're talking positives and negatives, first half stoppage time, was a negative. But we don't need to dwell on that. They won the game. The start of this game, chat. Minnesota United, they might still win this series. You know, they're going back to Allianz where they can try and get to that shootout. But I'll be damned if the first 30, 40 minutes of this game weren't cathartic to watch after what we saw in game 1. 3 goals. 3 goals. Getting the early goal in this game was going to be of paramount importance. Had to get it. Had to get it, and you had to get it as early as possible. Playing against this team to get them out of their shell. Mission accomplished. Obed Vargas. Let's talk about Obed Vargas. I don't even know what there is to say at this point. He's a superstar. If he can score goals like he was scoring tonight, he almost had a hat trick. He could have had a hat trick. He absolutely blamoed that one off the post at the end of the first half, and that would have been such a sick goal. But the 2 he did score, massive. Gets the scoring started with a great finish past the demon himself, Dane St. Clair. Huge goal from a superstar player. We joke about the price. The status of the price. Has it gone up? I mean, he was phenomenal tonight. Dominant. 2 goals. Could have had 3. He is so good. Like, it's not even just the goals. I'm excited to go back and rewatch some of this and just watch him cook, man. It's a beautiful sight. When he is in that zone, man, he's up there with some of the best raw talent of any player that's ever played for this club. That's how good he is. We all knew this, but tonight affirmed it. Obed Vargas, number 1 on MLS Soccer's 22 under 22 rankings, didn't get Young Player of the Year. I don't really understand how that's 2 different guys. But we've known the potential. We've known the upside. This was him, I think, almost taking a next step. We talked for a long time about how we were wowed by his technical ability and his ability in possession, his passing, his ability to wiggle out of pressure, all that stuff. He's second to none. If he adds consistent goal-scoring threat to his bag, God, what a performance from Obed when the team needed it the most. Who stepped up? The 20-year-old homegrown who someone is going to pay $10+ million for because of games like that. The whole offense during that first 30 to 40 minutes, I loved it. It was great. The 3 goals, but also how they were playing. That is how you play against this Minnesota United team. They were doing the bit. They were doing their bit from the first second of this game. If you were wondering, if you were taking bets as to how long Dane St. Clair was going to make it into this game before the entire crowd at Lumen Field was vigorously booing him every time he touched the ball, the answer was about 30 seconds. That's how far he made it into this game. My guy is he's sitting there taking his goal kicks, looking at his watch, hanging out, trolling. He had like 2 or 3 other instances in the first 5 minutes of the game where he was just pissing everyone off. And, you know, I respect it. I'm pro Dane St. Clair. Is it infuriating when he does it to your team? Yeah. But I respect a guy who knows who he is. And if we're talking about pure shithousery, he won goalkeeper of the year. I mean, he's easily goalkeeper of the year for shithousery. 30 seconds into the game, he's getting booed on every touch. Was some of that residual from his game 1 antics? Maybe. But he was making it his clear goal to piss everyone off. He was trying to piss the ref off. He was trying to piss off the fans behind the goal. He was trying to piss off the Sounders players. He probably pisses off his own teammates. But he was doing his bit. And the thing is, when you're playing against a team that's doing that bit, how do you attack it? That's what we talked about all week. It just didn't feel like it was quite there in game one, right? They got it going a little bit at the end with the looks that Moose had. But it felt like the bit was working. It didn't work tonight. And you know what's funny about that is, let's talk about Minnesota United for a second. Let's talk about Minnesota United, because they were doing their bit and they went down 3-0 in the game. Okay. The bit wasn't working. It didn't work. The Seattle Sounders were all over them. Okay. Minnesota United, it was funny to watch. As soon as Seattle got the second goal, they stopped doing the bit. They couldn't do it anymore. Wasn't that funny? It wasn't even when Seattle went up 1-0. They figured that if they were within one goal, they could just keep doing the bit. And then at that point, it's like, all right, we just poach one and get it to PKs. That's what they were doing. But the second it went to 2-0, they had to play. And what was funny about that is they looked good. I was sitting there, I was like, damn, look at these guys. Counterattacking out there. But proactively doing it. Pressing a little bit. The counters they ripped off on those goals were great. That was, I mean, I can't even say anything. Those were great goals. Now, the Seattle Sounders played their part in why those goals happened, and we'll talk about that. But I just thought it was funny that it's like, why don't you guys just play like that all the time? Just play like that, like they did in first half stoppage time. Just literally just play like that. But what happened was, this is what happened. They got it to 3-2. Two great counterattacks. Terrible giveaways by Seattle to give them those counters. That's the way they're going to score. That is the only way they're going to score. Is if you give it away in situations like that and let them get off on the counter. They're decent at countering. That's the only way they're going to score. But it looked like a whole different team. But then, when it was 3-2, they had it within one goal. They went back to doing the bit again. They dropped right back deep and played how they were playing in game one and the start of game two. Why? You just ripped off 2 goals. You haven't scored a goal. Like, when's the last time you even scored a goal? I don't even know. Wasn't in game one. It's probably on decision day. When's the last time Minnesota United looked like that? Literally, like, you can do it. You just did it. Why take your foot off the gas like that to try and poach the third to get it to PKs when you just bammed 2 goals? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You do have to give them credit, though. We all got our jokes off this week about how they can't score. They don't try to score. They scored 2 goals, and those were vicious counterattacks. So I understand the calculation that Eric Ramsey has made. I do. On my way here tonight, chat, I was sitting on the light rail and I was like, you know what? Seattle loses this game, if it PKs or otherwise, I'm not going to crash out about Ramsey ball. If you are playing in a multi-game series against a team that's Ramsey balling like this, or like they did in game one at least, and you have a best of 3 situation to score the goals you need against a team that's going to play like that, and you don't do it, and you get eliminated from the playoffs, that's on you. We don't have to like Ramsey ball. I don't like Ramsey ball. But I feel like it did get to the point where it felt like excuse making, myself included. The implication is, oh, well, if we were playing a team that actually tried to play, then we would win easily. If it was a straight up fight, it was a straight up fight between these two teams. But guess what, man? This is pro footy. It's not on them to cater their strategy to like entertaining us. They know who they are. So I wasn't even going to make a big deal about that if Seattle lost that game. It is what it is. You're playing a team that clearly they feel like they're overmatched, which they probably are. But I'll give them credit. They got 2 very nice counterattacks. They scored 2 goals in the game. All right. But I don't understand why you go back to just absorbing pressure and trolling when you are still down a goal. Like, yeah, you could rip another counter. You could get a set piece goal, but I don't know. I thought there might be some extent to which they would try and play off that momentum of getting it within 3-2. At 3-2, that is anyone's game. They score 1 goal and you're in a situation where if it ends like that, you have to go against the demon, Dane St. Clair, in PKs again. That's how close they were. And God knows, we've seen them blow a lot of leads in this building this year. Now, the reason that those 2 counterattacks happened was very heavily to blame on the Seattle Sounders, I will say. Here's what I think happened in first half stoppage time, of which there was 8 minutes, which I didn't really understand that either. The ref, we can talk about the ref at some point. It was... You are up 3-0 in first half stoppage time, of which there is 8 minutes, or it was at least close to it when they got the first goal. They got way too lit trying to get the 4th goal. Now, I get it. You were beating the shit out of this team. It was probably very cathartic on the field. I know it was cathartic to watch. You feel like you can get at them and really, really put the game away if you press for that 4th goal. And that's probably what Jordan Morris was thinking when he was receiving that ball. It looked, the sequence where Minnesota got their first goal, it looked like Seattle was going to have all the space in the world to go on their own counterattack. And Jordan, I'll have to watch it again. It seemed like he just kind of waited too long to receive the ball and got knocked off it pretty easily. And then at that point, that is what they can do. You cannot, with that close, with the game that close to halftime, even if it is a ton of stoppage, you can't have a giveaway that leads to a counter like that right there. You just get it to half. You're up 3-0. The game state for that whole sequence where they got their 2 goals was just, it's not what you want when you're protecting a 3-goal lead. It's not what you want. And it burned them twice. And once again, took a game that this should have been an easy win. This should have been an easy win. And they made it harder on themselves than they needed to. So that's the negative. To me, it's unfortunate, but if that does happen, bear down, win the game, score another goal, I guess I can forgive it. No harm, no foul. And honestly, I'm more cloud nining on what a fantastic attacking performance that was in the first half. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not keeping track of chat right now at all. I'm just cooking into this camera. But I did see a couple of you crashing out about Jesus Ferreira. What are we talking about? This is the question that you have to ask yourself when you're evaluating a game like this, whether it be individual performances or the team as a whole. To me, the question I ask myself when I'm evaluating the performance of, in this case, let's just take the attack. When I'm evaluating performance of Albert Rusnak Jordan Morris, Jesus Ferreira, Danny Musovsky. I asked myself, I guess first, what was the chance generation like? Were you playing good, fluid offense that was generating dangerous attacks as a baseline? And then how many goals did you score? They scored 4 goals tonight. We're getting on Jesus Ferreira for a game where they scored 4 goals against a team that is really good at defense and packed into all hell. This offense scored 4 goals on them, put up 2+ XG again for a second straight game, scored 4 times, and Jesus Ferreira had 2 assists. Don't talk to me about how he had a couple giveaways. A lot of guys had giveaways. Giveaways is not a one-guy issue. He had 2 assists. You can call them accidental assists so they don't count. I don't care. He was in the middle of a lot of really dangerous stuff tonight. He got on the stat sheet twice. What do you want? How many more goals do you want? You need him to score 6 or 7 goals? That would be sick. They did that against Cruz Azul, but 4 goals in this game, in these circumstances, against this Minnesota United team, you cannot ask for anything more than that, or anyone really, in my opinion, from the offense tonight. That was a great attacking performance in the first half. The second half, you're protecting a lead, and you do need to see the game out. But a 4th goal was important. Didn't that 4th goal just make the end of that game way better? With the 3-2, that's not with this format, that's just not a safe lead at all. But then Obed Vargas comes through again, and I want to shout out Paul Rothrock on that goal. What a play by Paulie Primetime. God damn it. That was a good play by Paulie Primetime. That is Paulie Primetime to his core. Getting after that dude, winning that ball. All alone from that side of the penalty box. Hits Obed on the cutback, which was the right decision. If he sends that into the 6, that shit gets cleared, I guarantee you. He hits Obed at the top of the box, heads up play. And Obed cashes it past the Demon, Dane St. Clair. And at that point, I was like, all right, it's back to Allianz Field. Let's see if you can do it again, Eric Ramsey. You've done it once. You scored 2. I'm very proud of Eric. This team scored twice tonight. It's a big day for him. None of them on set pieces. I would be interested to go through the Minnesota United game log and see how many times they had a multi-goal game this year without any of them being set pieces. I would venture to guess, based on what I've witnessed in this series, it's not many. But you go down 3-0, and all of a sudden you have to play a little bit, and all of a sudden you're ripping off counterattacks like you're freaking Real Madrid. If I was Eric, which I'm not, but if I was, and I had already committed to the bit, I'm looking at that sequence in first half stoppage time, and I'm saying, boys, game 3, everything I said about never coming out of the low block, just maybe press a little more. Try and get off on more of those counters. Look at how good we looked on those counters. He's not going to do that. I guarantee you on my life, game 3 is going to get started at Allianz Field, whenever it is, like a week from now. And they're going to be doing the bit. But maybe their calculation has changed based on how this game went. They got away with giving up 2+ XG in Minnesota and still got the clean sheet. They did. I don't think I'm being unfair to say that. They did not get away with that tonight. Are they going to try to get away with it again in game 3? I'm pretty sure they are. But I don't know if that's the right call. We'll see what happens. Seattle's probably going to run exactly what they ran tonight. Why would you run anything different? They were beating the shit out of that team. Even if they lose this series, I have zero insecurity about who's the better team between these two teams. They can go out in game 3 and prove that wrong. Play some footy, score some goals. I doubt they're going to do that, but we'll see. Let's talk about the dog show that wasn't on Danny Musovski. What was that? Look, I saw a lot of crashing out on Minnesota United Twitter and Blue Sky over the Jackson Reagan dog show that wasn't in game 1. And I didn't even want to hear it after that game because guess what? Minnesota United got away with the dog so red 50 minutes later in that exact same game. So it evens out. Fair is fair. They got away with another dog so red. So if we're keeping a tally, for any of our friends in the great state of Minnesota, the Loons have now gotten away with 2 dog so reds. And the Seattle Sounders maybe got away with 1. So that's double the dog so reds. Noah just walked into the booth. Let's bring him in. He was down at the pressers. We only have 1 mic, so we're going to be doing some handing off, and I'm about to cut out for a few minutes to go write my shit. But Noah, yeah, I'm out of focus. Did you fix it? Yeah. Sick. Thank you. I should be in focus now. We should be in focus. Why don't you hop on the mic here? How was the pressers?
Pressers were good. Yeah, I'm gonna slide in here. Yeah, pressers were good. Brian was happy. We had, of course, some silly questions and some good questions as always. And honestly, I have two notes. Sorry. The first note, we watched Haram Ball last week, right? Minnesota United won with Haram Ball. Tonight, we witnessed Halal Ball. Halal Ball, right? Do you hear what I'm saying? If we were watching Haram Ball, tonight was Halal Ball. Okay, that shit was beautiful. The Sounders did exactly what we know that they can do, and they owned them. They owned Minnesota United. They made them look like the absolute losers and ruiners of soccer that they are, which felt really good. Chat, I hope you like that. I feel like not enough people are hyped on that comparison. We just came up with that in the press box. And number 2, inside baseball for you, Ari. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Walking back from the interviews inside of the locker room, you know how there's a post-match meal table for all of the visiting teams? They request what they want in their meal, and that's provided to them. Guess what Minnesota United had a vat of? Guess on that post-meal table.
Poutine?
They had a vat of shrimp.
That makes sense.
Post-match shrimp? Post-match vat of shrimp? Ramsey Ball knows no bounds. Ramsey Ball knows no bounds. Why are we doing freak shrimp pot? Shrimp.
Sounds bad right now. Sounds actively bad.
You're going to go play full 90 minutes and you're yeah, let me suck down some buttered shrimp and then get on a flight back to Minnesota. I pray for that bathroom. Genuinely, I pray for that airplane bathroom. And then it made me think, it was okay, no wonder all of these teams are getting CONCACAF poisoned. They're ordering shrimp as their post-match meal. What are we doing?
That's not the takeaway I was expecting to have from this game, but it's an astute. It just doesn't sound like what I like shrimp, but it would not hit the spot right after really like highly competitive athletic activity.
It just cements to me again the same thing that I've always believed. Ramsey ball, it's freaks. It's freak. It's the freak stuff. It's the freak stuff. But other takeaways from the press conference, I think. I mean, what is there to take away from a press conference after a win like this, right? Like Brian seemed extremely excited, especially to be able to break down the attack or break down the defense that Minnesota had put up. And he didn't want to talk about Andrew Thomas. I mean, you watched the presser, right?
I couldn't really hear it that well because there was a flock of seagulls and a guy with a lawnmower he has a lawnmower on turf.
There is a lawnmower down there.
Why is there a lawnmower on turf?
Only lake shrimp in Minnesota. Exactly. Yeah. Like they were like, oh, when in Rome, let's get the shrimp from the Puget Sound.
I have no more shrimp takes.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm still on the lawnmower.
We're on the shrimp takes. What are my takes from this game? I guess. I
talked about the lineup. I talked about Obed Vargas being a superstar. I talked about Ramsey ball.
Yep.
I talked about the Moose Dogso that wasn't. That was pretty much most of it.
Yeah, I want to hit. I do want to hit the Dogso.
I'm gonna hang for like a couple minutes here, but then. Yeah, and then we'll cut out and then take calls. Yeah.
Number one, I'll just talk about Obed Vargas because I've got to talk more about Obed Vargas. Was this his best game of the season? Like by far. Like he was controlling and dominating the game and getting into these channels that I've never seen him play in, and it was unlocking. Again, he continues to unlock. He's leveling up every single day. He was able to find these inside channels and these pockets in between Jordan and Moose and interplaying with Christian as well on that right-hand side. He looked like the best attacking threat. And I'm sorry, the most impressive chance that he got was the one that he pinged off that post right at halftime. Yeah. Like, by far. I think the other two goals were fine. That was beautiful. The whole sequence, the whole breakdown of the defense, just everything going on. He is a man possessed, and I'm sorry. The fact that he did not win Young Player of the Year is a crime. It's a crime. And maybe this game was a little bit of revenge for that. And I'll take that. Dogso red, it doesn't matter because we won the game. But I was arguing with everyone in the press box about this. Everyone was on my ass. They were like, no, that's not. It's the shoulder to shoulder. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. He's the last defender. He clipped him. I had 9 billion Minnesota United fans in my mentions crashing out because Jackson Reagan lightly brushed up against a Minnesota United attacker and he literally went swimming in the penalty box. Okay? What are we doing? That is way less offensive than whatever happened here. And then I looked back at the John Bell red card in the famous Vancouver game, and I was like, this just feels very similar. Like the clip on the foot, regardless of the intent. Like it was the last man. It's a clip. What are we doing? That should be a red. That should be a red. I don't know. I don't get it. This is why I'm not an official.
On this topic of the Moose Dogso red that wasn't. I'm just asking. I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just asking. I mean, do we not sound like the Minnesota United fans who were talking about the Jackson Reagan red?
For sure. I mean, I'm happy to be a hypocrite, but what I was saying also is like it didn't matter long term. If we're looking at it, and we had lost this game, would I have been like, oh my God, like that's egregious, and like this was the reason we lost the game? Hell no, that wouldn't have been the reason we lost this game. But would I say that I would have? The ref sucked. The ref was bad. The ref was awful. And I think that that's fair to say. The refereeing in this game was not good. The referee
for both teams.
For both teams. And that's what I'm saying. The refereeing in the last match as well in Minnesota, I do not think was this bad. I think it wasn't like amazing, but I wasn't like
This was bad.
This was bad. And the fact that like the game got away from us in the 8th minute, or not from us, I'm saying like I'm a part of the officiating crew. Actually, it was the 5th VAR member, believe it or not. I recommended that it wasn't a red, but I just think that, it was just awful. He let the game get away in the 8th minute when For whatever reason, you have the goddamn Dane St. Clair running from one end of the field, giving Stephen Fry a kiss on the lips, running back, trying to take a foul. There's dudes running around. Eric Ramsey's on the field doing push-ups.
Fry comes in from off screen.
Like what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like let's play some soccer. And because they played that kind of ball and like just the troll ball, 8 minutes of stoppage time, they score both of their goals in that stoppage time. Again, Ramsey ball, I hate to say it, it's cooking. It's cooking. They didn't win this game, but like to troll and then to go off in that stoppage time that you basically earned from that troll, is that not a cook a little bit?
What I was talking about earlier was just like the remarkable breakneck speed with which Dane St. Clair pissed off the entire stadium. I've never seen someone do that fast. It was less than 5 minutes into it was less than 3 minutes into the game. Less than 3 minutes into the game, he had pissed off every single person in the stadium. I loved it. It was awesome.
It was incredible. No, the booing was so loud. Like it doesn't get that loud in the press box because it's glass, it's walled, it's insulated. But I'm telling you right now, that was some of the loudest boos that I've heard at Lumen Field, like in a long time. That was insane. All right, let's take some calls, chat. Say bye, Ari.
I'm cutting out for a little bit, Chad. I got to go right, but I'll try to make it back in time for some calls. But Noah's going to be running the calls. Everyone tap in, lay down your takes. Love you guys. And if I don't see you tonight, I will see you all soon.
All righty, chat. Who wants to call in? Oh, got you. Yeah, no, I won't forget it. Okay, I'm gonna pin the comment. I know I'm gonna pin the comment. I know. Don't yell at me. I'm doing this solo right now. One day I'll teach Ari how to pin the comment, but that day is not today. God, this is like I had to switch YouTube accounts to pin the comment. Now there's an ad and it won't let me pin it. What are we doing? This is seriously, this is tech. This is the tech you come to expect at Lobbing Scorchers. I need an ad blocker. I don't know what's going on. Chat's crashing out. There's people in the queue. I'm sorry. Guys, can we count up how many seagulls there are? Oh shit. Now I'm hearing myself. Why can't I pin it? What's going on? You know what? I just give up. I'm not even pinning it. We have enough people in here. I give up. All right. Kenny, are you ready to jump in the stream? Kenny, how are we doing? Welcome to Lobbing Scorchers After Dark, after dark on a Monday night. Give us your takes. Hit us with the heaters.
Oh, Canada, my home and native land.
Proud to be
I gotta cut
of
it.
the
cut
year
it. No,
and
fuck that.
for gold.
USA.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like I'm not a QSMNT fan, but like, God, it did kind of feel good to be an American today. You know what I'm saying? Because like Minnesota is also like spiritually Canadian as well as a city.
Some may say that about Seattle too. Let's not throw stones from our glass house.
We're an all-American city. We voted against having a subway system here. That's the most American thing you can do is be like, no, I actually hate public transit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start there on DSC. Goalkeeper of the year, Dane St. Clair. Hit a weak-ass speech on the plane ride here where they announced it to the team. This stupid coach got on the intercom and was like, oh, we're in safe hands on the flight because we got the 2025 goalkeeper of the year. Oh, it's corny as fuck. And tonight he had 2 saves and negative 0.44 goals prevented. Negative 1.44.
And listen. I've heard a lot of talk. You've probably heard a lot of talk about how Stephen Fry is bad at soccer, that he's old and he's washed and he's not good. Why are we not having these conversations about Dane St. Clair? You know, maybe he's all show. Have we had that conversation? Like maybe he's just a bunch of tricks and he's not
a post merchant. He's a post kisser. He's a post. Go kiss the post again. Or
Maybe
else Obed
maybe
would
that's
have
why
had
they
a
didn't
hat
win.
trick on you. If it wasn't for the post again, you would have had a hat trick from the Mexican Wonder Kid. Welcome to CONCACAF, man.
Literally. Man, yeah, Obed, let me hear your Obed takes tonight, because, man, a brace from Obed could have
Fuck
been
yeah.
a hat trick easily. I mean, let's just spiritually count the one off the post, because it doesn't matter anyway. We can do what we want here.
Like you said, that was the best technique I think he had on those. That was left-footed. He scored in the 8th minute and the 86th minute. You know, that's taking the game by the scruff, man. You're like, you need a goal? Let's do it. You need another one? Let's finish this one off. He was also 7 of 7 on duels. That's something I wanted to bring up, that today we outdueled them 83% to 17%. Yeah, we completely outdueled them.
You know, Obed said that in the locker room, actually. He's like, I haven't seen any stats, but it felt like we were winning all of our duels. And that was really, really, really a big deal. And so you are basically Obed Vargas, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm a little older. He ain't got the beard, baby. Anyway, on that, and not only winning the duels, but using that as an opportunity to spring forward and create chances. Like, look at Christian. Like, I just a bunch of times, they would try to receive the ball in their own half with their back to their own team, and we would just smother them, win the ball, separate them from the ball, not foul. The ref, he wasn't calling a lot of stuff for a long time in the game. There was a very long portion of the game without normal foul calls being delivered.
He was vibing out there.
For both teams.
He was just vibing.
He wanted to be like a rugby ref, like, come here. Don't do that around me. Listen, be respectful. Dap up, and we can get back to it. Like,
he was French.
The rugby ref, huh?
I think he's French.
That explains it, man.
So I'm just like, he
That's
actually
awesome.
might have been he might have been Quebecois, but like regardless, he had a French name. And like,
Canadian
no
strike
hate,
again.
No hate, but like, again, Minnesota is Canadian, so like, have we checked into the layers of this? Like, there might be something. Also, there is an option for reporters to submit a question to referees about why they make decisions. There's a designated reporter. That designated reporter is our very own Jeremiah O'Shan. He asked them about the non-given dogzo, and they said, They basically said, I don't know. Didn't seem like it. And so that's the answer. They were like, we made the right decision. So how did you feel about that? That's what I wanted to hit.
You know, I guess I can possibly see not. So when you don't call it on the field, there's like that referee union, right? There's that referee like brotherhood where they don't want to like say he was completely wrong. He completely missed this obvious denial of goal scoring opportunity. That's what it is. He missed the obvious. And so they don't want to say that about their compatriot, I'd say. But, you know, I feel like if they got a red card, they're bunkering even harder. Mm-hmm. We're not finishing the game off, and they get more chances to shithouse us in and around our box and possibly tie this up. So I didn't want them to go down a man. I wanted them to keep having a fight for it and not get to bunker even more. Because I'm
here. Sorry, I was trying to pin the comment, but it just still won't let me. So I'm giving up.
We don't need them. We don't need them. We got us. Just kidding. First goal came off the corner, headed back out, and Obed just finishes it bottom corner. Mm-hmm. Second goal is Christian getting that dual one and just immediately carrying upfield, and he dinks it in, and it's Jesus with the diving headed assist. That was clean, man. That was just what I wanted to see from him. You know,
he got two. He has 2 assists, accidental assists, which was fire.
Accidental. I don't think either of those were accidental, man. Those were clean touches, it seemed to me.
Hunch is like, I'll do it. God damn it, bro. This is crazy. This is why. Hold on. I can do it. I just keep cooking. Give your final takes, because I am going to hit a next caller here. Speed round. Lob them up while I pin this comment.
All right. Christian had 2 secondary assists. Leva had the secondary assist on the 4th to Paul getting his body checks in. Reagan was 98 of 105 for 93 passing, 6 of 9 long passing.
Yeah.
Yamar, 13 defensive contributions, 8 of 11 on aerial duels.
Yep.
And Moose, in 66 minutes, had 15 touches, 3 of 5 on passing.
Did you like what Moose was cooking up?
He was doing a lot of dummy running, you know, and I prefer it's not about what Moose is doing, it's about what Morris is doing. He got 42 touches in his minutes, and that's way more than the last game. So he's able to get involved more, and it's a DP player getting more touches, and that's just what we need. We can't have him being a dummy runner all the time. And then Hassani Dotson, the local, deflected the 4th goal. So thank you, Hassani. Thank you.
Bring him home. Bring him home.
Bring him home. Bring him home. He wants to be here. He's scoring goals here.
Exactly.
Paul Rothrock and Kalani were 100% on their duels, both 3 out of 3. Jordan sucked it up and played on the wing instead of playing striker like he wanted to. And that was the lowest possession that we've had against Minnesota in all 4 meetings this year.
That's true.
Probably because of game state, they needed to. All right.
They were countering. You're right.
Anyway,
Kenny, thank you so much, my stat king. I hope you have a great night.
Nuhu, the Lion, the black hole in possession, had the highest passing percentage in the game today.
That was beautiful. What a way to leave. What a way to end. You can't argue with a man who leaves. Jordan, are you ready? Beautiful. Welcome to the stage. How are we feeling? A beautiful 4-2 result against the killers of soccer. All has been restored.
Listen,
ball.
I got on here last week, and before I ranted about the terrorism that is Eric Ramsey, I said they're going to play defensively. They're going to play everybody back, and the way to beat that is take your long shots, and when they go, you got to counter. Play a long ball over the top. And I want you to know, when Obed Vargas took that first long shot, and it went in off the couch. But off.
He didn't even touch anyone either, which was crazy. I was like, I thought it deflected, and I was like, oh, another Obed deflected goal. This is fire. He loves to do this bit. And then when I watched it back,
the goal.
It was just beautiful. You were so right about that.
The first one goes in. First of all, I got to see some fraud stand up and cry about offsides, so that was even more beautiful. And then the second goal happens. It's a quick counter. It's a ball over the top to Christian. The ball gets inside, ends up in the back of the net. And then the Obed Vargas price went up 30. You want him? 30. I want 30.
35.
You get 2 goals in the postseason against the keeper of the year. Hey, man, I'm going to need that award back. I'm going to be honest with you, because you're only the keeper of the year because you've got 10 men in front of you the whole time. You are a fraud with paper wrists. Obed Vargas gets a shot, and you let that go in off your hands, and you're the keeper of the year? Nah, not me.
They are giving out charity awards. I did want to get your take on this. Do you think this was an Obed revenge game for not getting Young Player of the Year? Because, like, what are we talking about? Orlando City? That's not even a team.
That is
a guy who plays for, like, what are we doing? What are we talking about?
That is American media bias. They had to give it to the American kid.
East Coast bias, bro.
Like, listen, I get it, right? Like, you know, Obed spurned the U.S. He went to Mexico.
The U.S. spurned him, to be fair. They just, like, stopped talking.
Hey, if the MLS, that's how they feel. The MLS
valid. Okay, yeah.
That's how the MLS Americans feel.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he should be an American. Give it to the American kid. Well, you know, Orlando City did really good this postseason. They're not in the postseason anymore. So they did really great this postseason. And Obed Vargas went and dropped a brace. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, the long shot that goes in off of deflection, I once again felt completely validated. I literally stood up and went, I was right. I said it. This is what they got to do.
You know, Schmetzer might have. He's been known to listen. He's been known to listen to the show. Maybe this is literally you. Maybe he literally heard you and was like, "This is it."
My phone is ready. I'm by my phone, Brian. Give me the call. I can come in for 5 at the backs only. I got you. Don't worry. But
he's ready.
I'm telling you, man, we talked about it last week. The team can do this, and they want to sit back. Well, then let them try their counterattack, close down. The only complaint I have the entire game is when Yamar decided he was Neymar and not Yamar, and decided he was going to try to yoga Benita, and then next thing you know, they go right where he should be and they score. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Brian said on that, I think he said, he was like, yeah, he's not going to make that mistake again.
And you
he's
know
not
what?
going to do that again.
Brian probably went in and smacked him on the head with some papers, and he went. And they came out there. They played amazing in the second half. The defense played great. Every counter, every throw in, every corner, Seattle was the first head on the ball, and that's what you got to be. And the space opens up. You saw they tried to play the long ball over the top. It worked a couple of times. For instance, Pauly prime time, pay the man, pay Pauly.
Pay
okay?
him. Pay him.
Pauly. Because guess what? Now you're like, well, we want to give you a lower offer. And what did he do? What did he do today? He went out, he told somebody to hit the gym, and then he drove the ball to the outside, and Obed, $35 million Obed Vargas.
40 million.
50, bro, 50. Price goes up.
I'm telling you this, I posted this. I said, whatever they're paying for Johnny Cardoso, double it. Double it.
Hey,
that dude wants to be what Obed Vargas is.
Speaking of things you posted, that Minnesota fan who wanted to bring up how we went to penalties in the MLS Cup in Toronto. We were in Toronto in the Toronto winter.
It was negative 5 degrees
against like prime Josie Altidore. Like it's not like we
prime
were playing,
Bradley, prime Altidore, and the Sounders were completely decimated with
this.
injuries.
This was a Toronto team where if you attacked them, you were conceding.
Yes.
So yeah, we got to play defensively. We didn't play like you saw today. We played at home.
Yeah.
And we played attacking football.
Yeah.
And those fans, they got their money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get to go back to Minnesota, and you're gonna pay $400 to watch your striker look at your coach and go, okay, I'm not ahead of my coach. He won't get me in the parking lot. Because once again, you brought your striker on. I didn't see him. You see him? I didn't see him. He touched the ball.
I will say the counterattacking goals that they did score were beautiful. Why aren't they just playing like that?
I am convinced.
No sense.
I'm convinced that what happened is after the third goal went in, the assistant coach looked over at Eric Ramsey in a corner crying, realizing that he can't just sit in a box. And the assistant coach came in and said, attack. And then once the 2 goals happened, Eric Ramsey stood back up. Dane St. Clair thought he was a good goalkeeper again. And then they were like, all right, park the bus. And what happens is that fraud, you can't save anything. You are a postman. You are glorified. You got the most clean sheets or whatever your stupid stat is that got you the award because the dinner lady is in goal with you. You don't deserve nothing.
And that is he. Jordan, give us your final takes here so we can keep it pushing here. We got a couple other people in the queue.
Final takes, do it again. Take the long shots. You saw he can't handle it. He can't handle it. Take the long shots, take the counterattack, and play attacking football because Minnesota's not going to do it.
What do you think about the shrimp before you go? Post-match shrimp, is that not crazy?
I mean,
were you not here for that?
I was here. I was so confused because why?
That's what I'm saying. But like, what?
Well, to be fair, when you first brought it up, I thought you were going to say they asked for champagne to celebrate. So
no, but that would have been fire.
But have your shrimp, get sick, lose half your team. Eric Ramsey's a terrorist. That's all I'm just
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Jordan. And we are off to the races. Now, are you ready to go? Beautiful. Welcome to the stage. Nat, how are we doing? How are we feeling when in that beautiful kit?
I'm doing great. It was a great game. I want to address I was in the comments saying stuff about Jesus Ferreira. I want to clear up that he was great today. Jesus Ferreira was very good today. He was in game 1, he was bad. He was like non-existent, and after that performance, knowing that we needed more forwards on the field, he was the person who I wanted to drop. And he stepped up today. The 2 assists were huge. It's hard for me to say that because I'm still a Jesus Ferreira hater. Didn't want him to come here. Didn't understand the hype. And he stepped up in Leagues Cup. He stepped up today. So I am happy with his performance today.
Listen. It serves you right for questioning our boy, our beautiful Dallas boy. But you know what? I forgive you. I give you forgiveness, your repentance. It's time to jump on the train. I'm pulling you up. I'm reaching a hand out. Are you ready to jump on the Jesus Ferreira train?
I'm ready.
Let's go. And you're on. And you're
there.
forgiven. And that's how it goes.
I'm there.
We all make mistakes. We all remember what I said about Danny Musovski in the first few games of this year. We can forget about what I said. We can pretend that didn't happen. Because now he does kind of look integral to making this offense look insanely good. So I wanted to hear offensively, how we feeling?
Offensively, very happy. I really did not think that we were going to change the lineup and that Musovski was going to come in. I thought we were going to stay with the lineup, but which is going to annoy me because of how good Morris looked on the wing. So I was happy that we made that change, and there's no reason to change. There's no reason to change the lineup. This is what we got to start for the next game. Yes, that starting team gave up the 2 goals, but that's not going to happen again. We're not making those mistakes again. Yamar's going to know, okay, if there's 2 Minnesota guys in front of me, then I got to pass sooner. Very rare from Yamar to on that play. He's not usually the player who's dribbling there. Yeah.
He had a moment. He had a moment. We all have a moment. Sometimes we think we're bigger than our shoes. Sometimes we go up to the bar and we go up to the person and we're like, oh, slam dunk, let me shake your hand. Let me buy you a drink. And they're got a wedding ring on their finger. And you're like, oh, my bad. My bad. Made a mistake. Walk away. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah. Was that a funny bit? Not really. I was trying to cook something up there, but again, just like how that bit wasn't that funny, that's not always going to happen. You're not always going to hit. So I feel like we've seen Yamar be very successful. We don't have to worry too much. And I agree with you. We got to run the same lineup. I like this. I like Jordan at the 9. He's a 9. He's a 9. He's a 9. I'm going to say it forever. But in this specific scenario, punishing the 5 in the back with Jordan on the wing, Obed finding those spaces in the channel, in that in-between channel.
Yeah.
Insane. And he said, because he was asked about this, Obed, they asked, I can't remember who asked it, but someone asked, was that a game plan thing for you to get forward more and find that space in that channel? And he was like, no, it's more just a game state. I knew that they had so many in the back that, it's important to press. And I just felt super comfortable in that space. And I knew Jordan was out there, and I thought we worked well together and all of these things. So it's cooking. It's cooking against the back 5. Why change?
Yeah.
Why change the recipe?
Yeah, and last thing about our defense in this game, give it the people crashing out about Fry on these 2 goals. They're basically one-on-one chances. What is Fry supposed to do there? That's ridiculous. Fry was great today, especially late in the game. I feel like him being there, him being on the field. Fry, Christian Rodon, and Morris just being on the field does so much to this team's mentality because of what they've done to the team. So I don't want to hear that anymore. Fry also made a great save really early in the first half, and Minnesota's one of the few chances they had.
It's almost like a non-argument.
Really big. Let's just support our goalkeepers. Both of them are fantastic. Both of them, if they make a mistake, I don't think it's on them. It's very
yeah, I
rare
mean-
that they actually like drop the ball. Like they get scored on when a ball is placed very well. Or it's
Yeah,
a
there was.
one-on-one.
I mean, that first, both the counterattacks were just good goals.
Yeah.
Like I was
Yeah.
impressed by the way Minnesota played in that. Literally, there was 8 minutes where, and like I said this in the last caller, there was 8 minutes of soccer where I thought Minnesota had their demons excised.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, they know how to play like this? And then something snapped back in their head and they were like, no, we need to kick it into the opposition's corner again. And I was like, what are you guys doing? You just played the best soccer I've seen you play all season, and you were beating down on a team that was beating you by multiple goals. Like, what were they doing?
Well,
and
I
then
think,
they went
like,
back to their bit. Their bitsman.
Yeah, I think like them coming back, like the also the Sounders giving up 2 goals before halftime there, like also has something to do with just this format being shit. Like because
I tried to ask
if we're
Brian
going
about
into-
that. He did not want to answer.
If we're going into, if we get to halftime and it's 3-0, like I think they're starting to think like, damn, we're going into halftime. This second half is gonna be crazy because like. What are they going to do?
It doesn't
losing
matter.
3-0? It doesn't matter. And this is why this format is just completely terrible. And like,
Yeah.
I do think like that's partially why, like, I think if this is just a one game, like if it's the old format, like
Mhm.
the Sounders are more locked in. Yes, the Sounders switched off for a second, and you can't do that in professional soccer. You will get punished, and that's what they did. But like, I think the format is a little bit to blame for that. But
No, I agree.
I want to say the two other stuff. I gotta give love to Obed
Mhm.
and just also about like Alex Freeman winning new Young Player of the Year is crazy. This is for all the talk. It's like these awards are MLS awards. So what Freeman did with the national team, which he didn't really even do much. USMNT didn't win anything. Didn't do it, and we're not using Leagues Cup, and how Obed was so great in that. Like, you can just use MLS, and Orlando was dog shit in the second half. They gave, and they were good, and they were and in the beginning, but then their defense was bad in the end of the season, and that's how they slipped all the way down to that knockout game. So, like, how is that player winning this? It's just crazy. Obed Vargas, like he won. He was the number 1 for 22 under 22. So, like, why are we changing that? Like, just give him the award for both times. That's crazy.
This is why people with podcasts should have a vote. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the media members basically decided that vote, and
Yeah,
you can
and the
blame
East Coast
Jeremiah. You know what? I'm gonna say it right here to all of these viewers. Jeremiah O'Shan did not vote for Obed Vargas.
That's
so I want
crazy.
you all
That
crashing out in the Sounded Heart comments.
This is gonna make me think of Jeremiah differently every time. Like, now I feel like anytime he tweets,
I'm throwing him
anything,
under the bus now. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Anytime
Maybe I'm
he
lying.
tweets-
Maybe I'm not.
Anytime he tweets, I'm just gonna respond like, Alex Freeman, like what? Like this changes everything.
Exactly.
Bro, I respected this guy. Bro, come on, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, we're gonna have to grill him the next time that he's on the show.
Yeah.
Nat, why don't you close it out here? We got a couple more in the
Yeah.
queue, and
Yeah, about
it is a Monday.
I just my section is directly in front of it was directly in line with this red card. That is 100% a red card. Immediately, I was standing up like there is no play on the ball. Yet for the TV to say like, oh, shoulder to shoulder is crap. Like if a play of shoulder to shoulder, like if a play is shoulder to shoulder, you have to still be challenging for the ball. The Minnesota player is not close to the ball. He is not. If he was truly shoulder to shoulder on the play, then he should have an equal chance to get the ball. He has no chance of getting the ball. Musovski is behind him. Then he also, and then for the commentators to say that it's not a red card for, because he steps on him after that is also ridiculous. Like, just that alone should be a red card. And like, for VAR, like the problem with VAR, like, yeah, Daniel Radford just again continues to screw the Sounders. Like, how is this guy still doing Sounders games? Because
Famously, the red card wedding referee, for those who don't know.
Because this guy is so trash, and
Yeah.
and like they gotta for refereeing they either have to let the referees do. They have to let them actually talk to the press. I know that you can submit a question and that response that's crazy.
They were just
but-
like, eh.
And if they're not going to do that, the better option would just be release the audio of
Yes.
the VAR room, because they're
I agree.
recording that. If the only reason that they think they're not doing that is because it's not like professional, then like anything that they're saying should be professional. They are at work.
Yeah.
They are at work, and there are other leagues.
It's all content anyway.
Yeah. And
Release the tapes. Release the tapes, pro.
I might not like what they say, but like knowing that what he's saying to them is big, and also like the center referee should know, like, this is a big call, and if he should just like know that like if there's a big call, they should just be encouraged to go look at it, and
Yeah.
like not be using their if they referees have egos and they want them, and they don't want to change their minds, but they also know this call that I'm making is a big call. Red cards, they're going to give. If they could just, instead of saying like, hold on, I'm gonna wait to hear if I get if they say I should go look at it, just go look at it. You know if it's a big call. You know I know he's looking at this review later after the game, like, okay, did I get that right?
Yeah.
Do it
Well,
immediately.
I think, and to not to get too deep in the weeds on it, because we can litigate it all day, but I think my problem with VAR in general, I like it. I like the idea of it, but the problem is referees are disincentivized to call things on the field because they know they have the eye in the sky. And at the same time, the eye in the sky, like was saying the referees union, where it's kind of like, okay, like, we don't want to go against you. You don't want to go against us. It's just like a whole thing. And I don't know. Referees it's a hard job, and I respect it. And MLS should pay pro referees even better so we can get even better referees. And also, it's just release the tapes.
Yes.
Release the tapes.
Release the tapes. Pay the referees.
There we go.
The referees are people, and they should be paid more. Than
And respect
whatever they're
them.
getting
Be
paid.
nice. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. All right,
But
Nat. Thank
also-
you so much.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you
gonna
very
close her out
much.
here. Yes.
Pay Rothrock.
Pay Rothrock. Thank you, Nat. Thank you for calling in. Tribe, how we doing? You good to go? Welcome to the stage. Beautiful 4-2 win against Minnesota United. Let's keep it. Last time you got a yellow, okay? Remember.
Yeah, I got you.
There's yellow card accumulation here. Just like in the best of 3 series, if you get 3 yellow cards in the best of 3 series, you're suspended for the next game, which that's insane. But we don't have to talk about that right now. How are we feeling?
I'm a little bit worried. We can't just switch off. We can't just switch off our defense right before the half. It was really scary, and if we do that in Minnesota, then we're done. I was more hopeful about Brian Schmetzer because during the final 10 minutes, I did see Andrew Thomas warming up in case there was going to be penalties. So obviously, Brian Schmetzer is learning from his mistakes.
He wouldn't admit that though in the presser.
No,
he was
no.
not happy.
Yeah, I can understand that he's kind of like that, but I'm a man of common sense. All of our reactions should just be to laugh because they thought they could hold down the fort at Lumen Field. What are they doing? From the moment they kicked off, they were pretending to break a leg. Dane St. Clair was holding onto the ball for dear life like it was his newborn child. Dude,
I think they wasted 7 minutes.
I know. In the first
it was
half.
crazy.
Without any crazy calls or any injuries, really. 8 minutes of stoppage time in the first half. That's saying something. Usually when you have 8 minutes of stoppage time in the first half, something ridiculous has happened. Like someone goes off on a stretcher, there's a fight, something, a crazy fan, like a crazy fan just ties his neck to the goalpost like they did in the Premier League once.
Oh
That
yeah, I
actually-
remember that.
Yeah.
That was the protest. The protest.
Yeah, that was a great. That was fun to watch. But no, it was just time wasting. I thought they ordered the shrimp to celebrate, but I mean, look who has the last laugh, right?
I'm just saying, like, listen, it was a big tray. Like it was like a catering such tray of shrimp, and like I'm just personally like I like seafood. Okay, I don't mind it, but I'm skeptical of a large vat of shrimp.
How big was it? How much?
It was like those catering trays, those like
Oh
big
my
ass catering
God.
trays. That like full of shrimp. And it was only like half eaten, so I think that there was at least, thank God, there's some sane people. But listen, I'm just here to ask questions, and I'm questioning: is Eric Ramsey? Maybe it's just for him. Like maybe he's a post-match shrimp guy, and we need to be asking these questions of like, what other freaky things is he doing? What other freaky things is he doing? I don't know. I'm not sure. But like a post-match shrimp, I don't understand it. I will never get it. I don't think people think it's as funny as I do, but it's just like
No, it's hilarious.
to walk past it, right? To walk past it and just like it's just there. And I'm just like, what this I've never seen this before. Like, it's normally Chipotle or like chicken or like, vat of shrimp. What okay. Sure. Yeah.
That's the stupidest
What is
thing
going
ever.
on in that organization? I don't know.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why? You know that you're gonna get sick on the plane. That's gonna happen.
It's like, do we not have any survival instinct? Have we never like, bro, Columbus Crew? Go talk to them about what happens when you eat the shrimp. Go talk to them what happens when you eat the shrimp. I'm just saying. Like I don't know.
I feel like another thing we should be talking about more is how good was Nuhu. I mean, my goodness. Every single time there was an attack on the wing, he just shut it down. None of the 2 goals had anything to do with him, realistically.
No, not at
He
all.
was just so solid. I think
He put it in today.
I know.
He put it in.
I feel like he's a really big time player for big games. And a lot of people say, "Oh, he's not too good anymore. Oh, he's not like he's always going to get a red card, blah blah blah." Come on. What did we just see? We saw an incredible showing of physicality and being able to control it shoulder to shoulder, knocking people down easily, and even the ref, how terrible he was. My goodness, I want to send him a little letter, but my word, I mean, no, don't worry about it. He's getting better, I think, and I think we have hit prime Nuhu. We've been digging for that gold for so long, and we finally found that rich vein of form.
Is
of
it
Nuhu.
the meme where it's like
Yes.
the guy mining diamonds?
Yeah.
And he
Exactly.
walks away right before he hits the diamonds.
Exactly. We just
That's where we
keep
kept
digging.
going.
Exactly. We
going.
did that with De La Vega. We did that with De La Vega. We were about to. I thought it seemed like Brian Schmetzer was about to call it quits with him, but I mean he's a $6.4 million transfer, so we couldn't really afford to do that. But then we kept going, and look what we have: the best player in CONCACAF. Well, now he's kind of, but I feel like
Listen, he doesn't
Nuhu-
have a kneecap right now, but that was not his fault. That was the Mets. Okay, that's the Mets.
Yeah.
Fault. That's MLS's fault for playing on a field that isn't. It's not even like they shouldn't even be like. There shouldn't even be a rec league game on that. Like
crazy that they allowed that.
CONCACAF, and I've said this a million times. CCL it was at the time. CCC 2022 they literally had to play at Red Bull Arena because
Keep it that way.
Yeah, because they were like, no, we will not sanction. We will not sanction you to play in the Mets outfield. Let's
It's
go
terrible.
Mets.
It's terrible. It was again, it was really unwatchable, man. It was insane. But the one last thing I want to talk about before I leave, Paul Rothrock, man. I'll be honest. I wasn't really a doubter. I was just more of like,
You were
there's
like
better
how I was with
options.
Georgie. You were like how I was with Georgie. You were just
Yeah.
like waiting.
I was like, no. I was like, there's better options.
Sure.
I still think there is, and I think that the better option will always be Georgie Manungu. I will stand by that till the day I die. It will be on my grave, and I swear I will go off and burn my body on a Viking ship with a painting of Georgie Manungu on it. Okay, that's what's gonna
Just
happen.
off to sea.
Yes,
Just off
exactly.
the sea.
Exactly. I think Georgie might be the better, but whatever. That's another thing. Paul Rothrock's physicality and pace is so good. We saw that he was in a physicality duel, able to shoulder him off, play a beautiful pass, just so composed, so calm. Prime KDB would only dream of that one, man. I mean, he's not only a goal scorer, he's a big playmaker, and
a defender. You know, Brian highlighted that in his presser. He
yes,
said his defending, which again we know he's a Brian Schmetzer guy. Listen, he comes from the school of Brian Schmetzer soccer. He's getting his ass back. He is going to run at you. Like the ball where he almost won it off of the Minnesota defender, and he would have been one-on-one with St. Clair on that right. I guess it was the right-hand side, and just like barely overshot it. I was like, and that is why he's the GOAT.
exactly. No, but he's learned a lot the past 2 years. He's learned from the best wingers in the league. He's learned from the best defenders in the league. He knows how to do everything. He's only like 24, 25, right? He's
26, I think.
Oh no. Oh dear. No, I'm just kidding. He's
washed.
just,
It's over.
yeah, it's done. When I saw that that Derizario was 24, I lost my mind. But yeah.
Isn't
I
that
think
crazy to say though? Like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
it is what it is. People age. It's something we can't control. But I think
You're
we do
telling
have
me.
a special player. Yeah, fair enough.
Ari's 50. You know?
He's 50. That's
No, he's not
nah.
50.
Bro, he looks like he looks.
Just kidding.
No, but I think we have a really great player, and we have a deep squad once everyone's back and healthy. Also, Paul Arriola, my word, how good is he? We are a serious contender.
Paul Arriola?
Yeah, I mean we have a very deep squad.
Oh, you're saying how good was he in the beginning? Yes.
Yeah, in the beginning of the season.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
We have all
here's
of
the question, okay?
Yeah.
We were discussing this in the press box, and Jeremiah brought up this point. There is truly, genuinely not a world in which Paul Rothrock and Ryan Kent both come back. Who would you rather sign? Would you rather try and re-sign Ryan Kent or try and re-sign Paul Rothrock? The value difference seemingly would be,
Kent.
Hard. Okay.
Yeah, Kent. I'd rather have Kent than De La Vega, actually.
Wow.
That's a crazy take, but from what I saw, he understands the game a lot better in a different light and plays some simple passes that do so much damage. I would rather have Kent than anyone on this attacking side of the Sounders. I will be honest about that. If he's fit and healthy, if he's not, then obviously Paul Rothrock. Obvious.
Well, I mean, the chat is not enjoying that take, but Tribe, that's what we bring you on here for. Why don't you give us your final takeaways so we can keep it pushing here? I'm going to take one more call. I'm going to be kicked out of here soon, and I have to go to work tomorrow at 6. So give us your finals.
Final take. I don't have another. I just want you to get on Jeremiah's case for not voting for Obed Vargas, because that is diabolical. That is insane. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Freeman's good, but dude, what did we just see from Vargas? Come on, you know what I'm saying? There's too much to him, and Jeremiah, you made a huge mistake, man.
Jeremiah,
right.
you have made a huge mistake. All right, thank you,
I'm
Trev,
out
for
here.
calling in.
Love you,
We
bro.
love you.
See you, my guy.
Peace out, homie.
Cheers.
All right. $5 super chat from Nat. We can't have Kent and Rothrock, but Miami can have 4 DPs. I don't know. I don't know how it works. We need to loan him to the Defiance and then bring him back and delete his salary. So, Parker, are you alive here? Parker? I took myself off stage for a second here, but
you're good.
How's it going? In the car, mobbing. Give us
How
your
the heck
quick
are
take.
ya?
Obed.
Well, we can talk about Obed in a second. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Are you driving currently?
I am both eyes on the road, 2 hands on the steering wheel.
Listen, Parker, we love you. Technically, it's against the YouTube terms of service to talk to someone driving, so I am going to have to remove you.
Okay, I can pull over. I can pull over. I'll pull over.
Are you sure? I'm going to
Yeah.
remove you just for a second, okay?
Okay.
But you
violate those terms of service.
Yeah, no, you're good. Just give me a thumbs up when you're pulled over, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm so sorry, chat. That's the rules. The rules is the rules. I don't make them. I wouldn't, we want people to be safe. And, that's how life goes. God forbid. We don't want to lose any Sounders fans here. And that's just the truth. Okay. Here we go. Parker, welcome back. I'm so sorry that I made you pull over. That feels evil, but also
No, thanks for keeping me safe.
I
Here's the
care
thing.
about you.
Eric Ramsey is the type of guy who one day put on his socks wrong and decided he liked it. And now every day he makes sure that those seams are just misaligned. That's the type of guy that we're dealing with.
Yeah. It's true.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. And I wanted to ask this question because, we had the whole feeling better than Bob moment. I think a lot of people hated Bob Bradley. And that LAFC team was just so dominant and annoying. Does this are we getting to the point where we're playing? Okay, we're about to play a goddamn World Series worth of games against Minnesota this season. Does Eric Ramsey make you as bad as Bob Bradley? Because I think he's made me the most mad of any coach ever.
Because Bob Bradley at least cared about the game.
Yes.
And he put on his socks right. I'm just saying.
He's just asking questions. What takeaways?
I made it. I had to leave after halftime because but I was there.
You were there.
It was incredible.
And you got a good first half.
Yup. Takeaways. I actually think we're on the cusp of something great.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see, and I'm about to pull an Ari here where I backpedal before I say it because I'm superstitious, but I'm going to get it out there. I think we're about to be in the best form we've been in all season. I think the confidence of our defense and midfield, just seeing them there today, I think we're about to tap into something, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I agree. I mean, if they can keep this form, they can beat anyone. If they can play like this against LAFC, you can beat
they
them.
don't stand a chance.
You can
They
beat
don't.
them because you just
100%.
outscore them.
Right.
I agree.
The end.
The end, period. I kind of felt the same way because coming into this game, I was really dreading it. I was dreading being here. I was dreading watching it. I was dreading what was going to happen. And you know what, chat? I'll be honest. I'll be real. I'll be real with you. I was honestly like, yeah, you know what? Let's just lose this game and get the season over with. Like, I feel successful. The season feels successful. Feel successful with the show this season. Like, give me some time give me a minute to take some time off. And now, after this game, after seeing that performance, honestly, why not go win the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm
Why not?
excited. I'm excited.
Why not? Well, I don't want to keep you. I know you're driving back. You've got places to be, but final
14-hour
take.
drive.
Be safe. Be safe.
Thanks.
All right, Parker. We love you. Get home safe. Peace out, homie. All right. Listen. I love you guys. This has been so fun. And also, I work in the morning, so I am going to go home. And my ears, I'm low-key losing my hearing from the lawnmowers, which is fire. I think they're doing Seahawks things down there. Can you guys see? Let's see. Let's see if you guys can see. Maybe not. But look, that's the guy. That's the guy right there. I don't know. But anyway, that's that. I know there's 2 callers in the queue. I'm so sorry. You can blame me. You can be mad at me. You can hate me. But what you have to do is like the video, okay? I see all of you in here. You've been enjoying the content. You've been enjoying the view. You've come to my house. You've drank my beverages. The least you can do is drop a like, okay? Drop a like. Make sure you put the toilet seat down. Love your neighbors. Take care of each other. And I appreciate you all. Subscribe. We will be back with a show very soon, Thursday night. Me and Ari are both going to be on KJR tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So make sure you tune into that with Jackson Feltz. And that's that. So we will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Peace out. And here's this beautiful view. I'll just let you enjoy this beautiful view for a second. Love you guys. Some people come to Lumen Field for the tactics, for the soccer, the atmosphere. And some come for Paul Rothrock's hair. Me personally, I come for both, because I have agendas to push. Live soccer isn't just better, it's way more personal. From making friends to becoming the guy in your section that's just constantly yelling about advanced statistics. Get tickets to any Sounders match by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/tickets. You support the pod, our agendas, the vibes, and the chaos.